This video is to show how to do a titration curve using Excel. So first we're going to take all our data from our that we collected during class, and then we open up a new Excel sheet, and then we enter it into just pick two columns. I have my it doesn't you could change it later. It doesn't really matter what column you enter what, but here I have my these are my volumes. So I'm actually gonna yeah, so these are the volumes added, what I have in A, and then in my B column, I have the pHs at these volumes of NaOH added. So to do the graph, I'm just going to click and drag over. So, so left click, drag over, highlight all the data points, go up here to insert, and then for chart styles, I'm gonna hit this as a little drop down, and I want it to, so here's a scatter plot. This one I want to see the actual data dots, so I don't want that. I want this one. And I want it to connect the points for me. So I could choose this one here, scatter with smooth lines and markers. Scatter with straight lines and markers. So I'm gonna choose this one. So I want to be able to title my axes later, so I'm gonna go quick layout up here, and then I'm gonna choose, let's go with this one. And then you can double click in here and then give it a title. So you could call it acid-base titration, or yeah, let's be more specific. So you could call this titration of acetic acid, uh, something like that. And make sure you title your axes. So here I'm gonna give this a title. I'm not gonna do that just because of time. So you could go ahead and call that pH right there. Your x-axis is going to be volume of NaOH added. Let me actually do this one out. So volume, I'll just put volume NaOH, and you want to put parentheses, and always put the unit of measure ml. Okay, volume, not volt. Okay, so volume NaOH added. All right, so here we have a graphical way to tell, and you could actually like copy this and paste it onto a Word document and then print it, or you could print it straight from the Excel sheet, and then you could glue this into your notebook. Now here I'm gonna add some grid lines here, so I'm gonna let me see. So I'm gonna right click on, let's see, it's not letting me. Okay, there we go. So let's okay. So go over the any one of these data points and then right click and then go to add minor grid lines, and then now it's going to be a little easier to read. What we're interested in is actually the what we're interested in is this point right about here. We actually should have probably taken a few more data points. You'll see it start to like even out like that, because the amount of OH you add, you're just concentrating it more and more, and it's not going to really change the pH that much. So what we're interested in is this point right here. It's halfway, midway between these 2 points right here, and this is the equivalence point. And what we want to know is that we could see what the pH would be like. Um, hmm, that seems pretty high, but we'll go with that. So here's our we're gonna try to figure it out from here from looking at the graph. So this point right here, these are going up by 1, so this must be 19, and that's 20. So we can only go to one more decimal place. So we're gonna call this 19. So that's 19.5. I'm gonna say it's almost 20. I'm gonna say it's 19.8 milliliters of NaOH added. Now I don't have the information. Oh, actually I do. Mass of vinegar, 16 point. It's actually right here. 16. It's right here, 16.59 grams. So I could show you how to do this calculation. We're gonna go. So it's NaOH plus acetic acid, and we get water and sodium ions and acetate ions. Okay, and so we go 19.8 times 10 to the negative third times, we used a zero point 0.8 moles per liter. Um, and we want to figure out how much acid that is in moles. Our final thing is, our final unit is going to be mass of the acid or solute divided by the mass of solution, which you got from the beginning. From beginning, when you weighed the whole thing. So they react in a mole one to one relationship. So it's 1 mole of acetic acid per mole of NaOH. And then we want to turn that into grams because that's what we're trying to get. We're trying to get the mass of the acid. So we're going to go to grams on this step. 60 point, I think it's 60.06 grams per mole. Um, and let's see. Well, I'm not going to run this calculation. So that gives you the grams of solute or acid of acetic acid. So then that number, so you're going to take this number and plug it in right there. And then you're going to take this 16.59 and you're going to plug that in right there and then times it by 100 and that will give you the mass percent. Do it the same with trial 1. In trial 1, you'll have the exact volume. You'll have the volume from when it turned pink, and that's a delta V. So delta V is what you'll use right there from trial 1. All right, that's the end of our video.